Welcome to Style and Confidence, where transformative coaching meets personal styling for business success. I'm your host, Claire Silk, a transformative life coach and a personal stylist, passionate about helping women like you align your inner worth with your outer expression. Each week, we explore how to build lasting confidence from the inside out, so you can show up as your most authentic, empowered self. Whether you're looking to break through limiting beliefs, build authentic confidence and a winning mindset, or create a wardrobe that truly empowers you, you are in the right place. Get ready to transform your relationship with both your mind and your style. Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Style and Confidence, where we explore the connection between personal style, confidence and business success. Today I'm exploring a fascinating social psychological concept called the looking glass self. This is the concept that our self-perception is primarily shaped by how we believe others perceive us, also how they interact with us, and how we develop a sense of self through social interactions and feedback from others. We all have a need to fit in and be liked by other people. This goes back to survival, as it was necessary to fit in and be accepted as part of a tribe in order to survive. Whilst not that extreme anymore, it is still important. For example, at a job interview, you'd be asked many questions, all of them looking to answer one fundamental root question: do you fit in here? You all know that when a new team member joins who doesn't fit in, it is really challenging. And equally, if you've ever taken a new job where you're not quite the right fit and the company or team aren't quite the right fit for you, it doesn't feel good and it doesn't work. Have you ever felt more confident when somebody's complimented you? Or perhaps you've doubted yourself because of a critical comment? I remember at school on a Mufti day, going back quite a while now, a girl criticised my skirt. Until that moment, I loved that skirt. And from then on, I always felt really self-conscious wearing it, and I actually didn't wear it much after that. This can all be attributed to the looking glass self theory. This affects us all, and sometimes we focus too much on other people's perceptions, and it can be really debilitating if we allow it to be. External feedback, negative or positive, can be really powerful. In contrast to the example I just gave, I have a more positive one. I have a favourite black velvet sequin dress, mostly because it's really warm and I feel the cold easily, but also because I always feel good when I'm wearing it. I really like the dress and I feel great in it. The last time I wore it, a friend commented on how confident I looked. I already felt good in the dress, but hearing that reaffirmed my confidence. I had a fabulous night and I felt great all evening. When we feel confident like this, our posture changes, our voices become stronger, and our behaviour changes. Our confidence can shift based on how we think others perceive us. Today, we'll look at the science behind this theory, how it influences our confidence and success, and importantly, how we can break free from negative perceptions to step into our full potential. What is the looking glass self? Well, the looking glass self is a concept developed by sociologist Charles Horton Cooley way back in 1902. He proposed that we form our self-identity based on three key elements. First, how we imagine others see us. Second, how we think they judge us. And third, how we feel about ourselves as a result. This means that our confidence can rise or fall, not just because of what others actually say, but because of how we interpret their perceptions. Our self-worth becomes tied to external validation, which can be incredibly empowering or deeply limiting. The first time I gave a presentation, I was really anxious and so worried about what people would think of me. I was gaining confidence as I went along, but then I started to doubt myself and worry about what they were thinking. This changed how I felt, and I could feel it change the tone of my voice. This sudden wobble in confidence would have affected the quality of my presentation. Also, how much confidence people actually then had in me. Modern psychology strongly supports Cooley's theory, showing that our self-image is profoundly influenced by social feedback. This is what research tells us. First, let's look at the role of social feedback. Research shows that we understand ourselves by observing how others react to us. If we consistently receive praise for being stylish, confident, or capable, we begin to internalise those traits. A fascinating study by Young and Martin found that people's self-esteem is significantly affected by how they think others perceive them, especially in social or professional settings. This explains why an important meeting or social event can feel so high stakes for our confidence. But there's also research on how negative perceptions impact us. Studies on stereotype threat by Steele and Aronson reveal that when individuals feel they are being judged negatively based on stereotypes, their performance and confidence suffer, even if no one explicitly criticises them. This is particularly relevant for women in the workplace who might feel they're being judged on appearance rather than competence, or for anyone who fears they don't look the part in professional settings. Our capabilities should be all that matters, but we all have unconscious biases, and a first impression is formed in less than a second, before we even speak. So how we show up and how we present ourselves does matter, whether we like it or not. I worked with a client recently whose firm were making a move back to more days in the office, as so many are at the moment. She was losing confidence because she felt she didn't know how to dress for work anymore, and that what others wore at work had changed. She didn't feel her work wardrobe was aligned to her personality, and she worried she didn't look the part. I worked with her on the thoughts that were limiting her and negatively affecting her confidence, as well as with her style, to ensure that it fitted with what was the expectation in her office, but that it was also an authentic expression of her, and allowed her to feel comfortable and confident. Interestingly, research by Malden and Dweck highlights that individuals who believe intelligence and confidence are fixed struggle more with criticism, whilst those with a growth mindset can reframe external judgments in a more positive way. So, how does this affect our confidence and style? When we feel seen, valued, and admired, we naturally exude more confidence. But when we internalise negative perceptions, we might hold back in professional settings and social settings, not sharing our valuable ideas or perspectives. Maybe we dress to blend in rather than expressing ourselves, using clothing as camouflage rather than a celebration of who we are. Possibly we might doubt our abilities, even when we're fully qualified, leading to imposter syndrome and missed opportunities. Imposter syndrome is so common and can really hold us back professionally and personally, especially in new situations like as a mum returning to work, moving into a leadership position, going for a higher level of client, or going for a promotion. We can mirror this in our style, often dressing to be invisible through fear of standing out and inviting judgment. Unfortunately, then we don't stand out and we don't get noticed for the right reasons. In this example, simply updating your style to project the executive presence you already possess internally can result in people noticing you and treating you differently. This causes your behaviour to change, and so your results change. We can use our clothes as a tool to change how we believe others perceive us. This can transform how we show up in the world. Here are some actionable ways to reshape the looking glass self to work for you rather than against you. 1. Challenge your assumptions. Are you assuming people are judging you negatively? Often we project our own insecurities onto others, when in reality they aren't thinking about us as much as we fear. Generally, people are thinking about themselves and their own worries far much more than they are thinking about us. Try this exercise. When you feel self-conscious, ask yourself, what's the evidence that others are actually judging me? Factual evidence. And what would I say to a friend feeling this way? This helps us separate facts from fears. 2. Use style as a confidence tool. Dressing with intention isn't about impressing others. It's about reinforcing how you want to see yourself. When you wear something that makes you feel powerful, you begin to embody that energy. I recommend knowing what your anchor pieces are in your wardrobe. Anchor pieces are your key items that consistently make you feel confident. These become your go-to choices for high-stakes situations where you need to project and feel your strongest self, such as a presentation, prospective client meeting, job interview, and so on. 3. Reframe criticism as feedback. Instead of seeing constructive criticism as a reflection of your worth, view it as a tool for growth. It can be hard, but really try to separate the topic for feedback from who you are as a person. This is especially hard if you are an entrepreneur and your business is you. The most confident people use feedback to refine, not define, their self-worth. And in the words of Ariana Grande, one technique I like is the thank you next approach. Acknowledge the feedback you're given with gratitude. Think carefully, extract any useful information, and then consciously choose whether to incorporate it or to release it. 4. Curate your environment. Surround yourself with people who reflect back positive, empowering perceptions of you. Who you surround yourself with is so important. The more you hear affirming messages, the more your internal self-talk shifts. This might mean being more intentional about your social media consumption, the friends you spend time with, or even the workplace culture you choose. In my Style and Confidence Accelerator, we work on all these elements together. We don't just focus on finding clothes that fit and flatter, we address the underlying psychology of how you perceive yourself and how you believe others see you, with the end result being increased confidence and an understanding of how you can use your clothes to influence your confidence. You can learn to use your style as a powerful tool to change the reflection in your looking glass, which transforms not just how others see you, but more importantly, how you see yourself. So let's recap today's key points. The looking glass self-theory is that self-concept is primarily formed through our perception of how others view us. Research confirms that external feedback, real or perceived, impacts self-esteem, confidence, and even performance. Reclaiming your power. By challenging assumptions, dressing with intention, reframing criticism, and surrounding yourself with positive influences, you can reshape how you see yourself and elevate your confidence. Your confidence doesn't have to be dictated by external opinions. You have the power to choose how you see yourself, and when you do, your style, presence, and success will reflect that. I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced a time when someone's perception of you shaped your confidence, for better or worse? And if you're ready to transform how you see yourself and how others perceive you, I invite you to explore my Style and Confidence Accelerator program. This is a 4-week one-to-one program where we work on internal mindset, confidence and self-belief and your style so that you can build your confidence from the inside out, ready to take the bold action that you want to and drive your success. You can find all the details in the link in the show notes. And finally, I would love to know what you'd like to hear about in future episodes. Please get in touch and let me know. Thank you for listening to Style and Confidence, where style meets confidence for business success. If you have enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend, rate, review and subscribe so you never miss our weekly confidence-building conversations. You can also connect with me over on LinkedIn as Claire Silk or on Instagram @_silk styling for more style and mindset tips. Until next time, remember, true confidence comes from within. Style helps it shine.